on Greek and Latin root words together. And so now we get to do it again. More of a review. So you should have your paper out right now. And we're just going to kind of truck on through the next couple of days with Greek and Latin root words. I don't think that we're going to be able to. I don't know if we'll have a test on this before Christmas break or after. I'm hoping we can get it done before. That's my goal. Of course you would. All right, so here we go. So this is not our first time learning about Greek and Latin prefixes. We've talked about root words before. We're going to kind of switch gears a little bit. We've talked about Greek and Latin root words, like, you know, the words that are within our words. Like, I think rupt was one of them. Phobia. That's more of a suffix. But again, we talked about a lot of these at the beginning of the school year. So now we're going to focus on some Greek and Latin prefixes. And these prefixes can help you understand words and their meanings, especially if you run into a word that you may not quite understand. Knowing some of the meanings of these root words and these Latin prefixes will help you come across words that you may not know, and you can kind of decode the word as you run into them. So we're going to talk a little bit about them. So we're going to look at the day at the air show. We're going to read it together real fast, and then we're going to kind of pull apart some of these prefixes that we see in this passage. So I want you to follow along with me. I would have someone read it, but I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up for my kiddos who are going to be watching this, which is Alpha, and some of my absent kiddos today. So just follow along with me, please. Okay? All right. The sun shone bright that afternoon as Nicholas and his parents walked into the fairgrounds for the air show. Nicholas had never seen an air show before. "You'll love it, Nicholas," his dad beamed. "They have all kinds of planes that do all kinds of tricks." "Any biplanes?" Nicholas asked. The last book he picked up from the library was all about different kinds of planes, and the biplane with its two sets of wings was one of his favorites. "They might have one of those," his mom replied. "You never know at the air show." They walked through the gates at the fairgrounds and into the bleachers to find a seat. As they waited for the show to start, Nicholas felt like the sun's heat had tripled. When is the show going to start? He whined. Just then an announcer welcomed the audience and pointed to the sky. A group of 4 planes flew overhead in a semicircle, their engines humming in unison. As the planes moved in intervals across the sky, Nicholas knew it was going to be a great show. So I'm going to, let me get my little, oops, sorry, knocked you over. Sorry, got a roller coaster ride right there. All right, probably sorry. All right, so let's look at this word first. Let me find it. Let's look at this word. Can you see it? Biplanes, okay? So biplanes is an example of a Greek prefix, okay? So you have the word, let me put it right here, biplanes. Does anybody know what the Greek prefix bi stands for? Bi. It means something. You can think of some words, appropriate words, that this word have this word in it. What does bi mean? 2. Okay. Yes, like Jace just said, bicycle. Bicycle. What is the definition of a bicycle? Okay, a vehicle with 2 wheels. What about Jace Hardman? What about a biplane? What makes 2 wings? Okay. No, this one has 2 on each side. So technically it has 4 wings. 1 above and 1, yeah. Okay. So All right. So we know that by means to. We've even thought about some words that are examples of that as well. If you looked further in this story, it actually gives you the definition or gives you an idea of what a biplane is. It tells you right here. It says, different kinds of plane. The biplane with its 2 sets of wings was one of his favorites. So that kind of clues you in that, you know, this is what a biplane means. Okay. Okay, look at this word. There's another one in here. I lost it. Where'd it go? Yep, you said it. Where's it at? Why can't I see it, guys? No, that's intervals. I'm looking for something else.
You said it. Yeah. You said intervals.
No, it's not intervals. We want, I'm looking for the word. No, I'm looking for the word triple.
A word that has A to Z. I think triple.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. All right. So that's the word I was looking for. For some reason, I lost it on my paper. All right. So this is again is another example of a Greek prefix. So we have the word triple. Okay. Now the Greek prefix is tri. What does tri mean? What does tri mean? Oh, 3. Okay. So tripled. Nicholas felt like the sun's heat had tripled. What does that mean? Nicholas felt like the sun's heat had tripled. If you didn't know what the word tripled is, but you knew what tri meant, you could probably figure it out. Riley? Huh? Or tripled in heat. Tripled in heat. You know, it tripled in heat. Maybe not doubled, but tripled. Okay, so it got really hot really fast. Okay. What about, let me see if I can find this one because you know me, I struggle. What about this one? Unison. Here's the prefix. But what does uni mean? No, what does uni mean? Yeah, kind of like Uno. When you have one card left. Okay. All right, so he flew around in a semicircle, this engine, their engines humming in unison. So knowing that uni means one, what could unison mean? Remember, their engines are humming in unison. Addison, together as one, like it was just one plane. Is that kind of where we're going there with that? Okay, all right. So uni, we can all agree, means one. All right, flip it to the back of this page, which kind of goes with what we're talking about. Oh, look, here are the ones we were just working on. So here's uni. It means one. Bi means 2. Tri means 3. And these are some examples of some of the words. Now, we already know some words with these prefixes because you're staring at them and you just gave me some examples of them. So here are some more words, obviously, that have some examples of these. Okay? So again, you've got uni means one. Unicycle has 2 parts. Unicycle has uni right here, and then it also has cycle. I know what the prefix uni means because it's up here at the top. It says 1. So I think, okay, if I don't know what this word really truly means, and I know what uni means, I know what it means 1, then I think that unicycle could possibly be a vehicle that has 1 wheel. You've probably seen those unicycles before.
At pumpkin show.
Yeah, they like clowns tend to like ride them in the parades. Okay. All right. What about unicorn? What? One horn. Unicorn. One horn. We know it's an animal. One horn. What about uniform? Uniform. If you have to wear a uniform, how does the one incorporate with that? Military, they have a uniform. Some schools have a uniform. What does that mean, Asher? One pair of, like one look, one form that they have to wear. Now, I'm not saying they have to have one piece of uniform, that's it, and they can't wash it or anything like that, but they have one look. So that means they probably have multiple uniforms, but it's the same uniform. Do you see what I'm saying? One look. Okay. Look. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Look at this. Do the same thing. Bi means two. We already talked about bicycle. Means it's a vehicle with two wheels. What about bisect? No, you think it's an insect? Has to do with two.
Oh yeah, two. A duo of
You think it has to do with insects? Okay, let me help you. Maybe this will help you. I hope I'm on the right page with this. I could be wrong, but what about this word? I believe it's very similar to this word.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe like her too.
So I'm thinking, and I'm going to have to make sure I look this up, make sure I'm on the right page with this, but I'm thinking that bisect means that you are kind of like dissecting, but you're just making two cuts, maybe? You're bisecting, like making two cuts. Let's pause real fast and let's. Technically, when we looked this up, bisect is a mathematical term. It means dividing. Sect means section, and bi means two. So you're dividing into two sections, which kind of goes with the dissect, but you could be cutting something up and you bisect. You could be
maybe divide.
probably. We'll get there. Bifocals is the next one. Bifocals. If you know what focal means, like a focal point, if you're seeing something, bifocals would be what? Glasses. Bifocals. It's not just glasses though. I don't have bifocals. These are not bifocals, but these are not. But when you have bifocals, you tend to, there's like this little line right here in the middle of your lens, and you'll see like difference on both parts. Like this part will be like for far away, and this part will be for reading. So there's two lenses spliced together. Those are bifocals. So yeah, I don't have bifocals. My mom does though. Okay. Tri means three. So you have tricycle, which is very similar to bicycle, a vehicle with three wheels. Then you've got triangle, three sides, three angles. And then you have tricolor. What's tricolor? Three colors. Three colors. Tricolor ink, like for your printers. You see that a lot. Three inks. Most of the time it's like three primary colors, and then those primary colors will make the other secondary colors. That's the tricolors. All right, so look at 1, 2, and 3 right here. You there? All right, so we're going to read each of these sentences, and I want you to underline the words in each of the sentences that have one of the prefixes that we've just learned up here. So you're just going to use your observation skills up here. This should not be hard. For number 1, the class answered in unison. So which one is going to be, what's the word that we have practiced up here? Unison. My friend Carlos grew up in Mexico and he is bilingual. We've talked about that word before. What does bilingual mean? Bilingual, Jace? 2 languages. We talked about that in social studies. He put the camera on a tripod to take a picture of the sunset. Tripod. What's a tripod?
Camera that stands up like 3 times the height.
So it's a camera that it's a camera stand and it stands up like this. And your camera's right here. You guys have seen those before? That's a tripod. Okay. All right. So we are good with our mini lesson today.